Welcome back to another episode of Good Food Hood Dude. I'm Chef D, and I'm about to bring you some dope ass dishes. So there's a Chinese store on every corner in Philadelphia. So what I've decided to make for you today is beef and veggie stir fry. So we have some julienne onion, some julienne bell pepper, little green, red, and orange. This is good. This is some snap peas, and I'll show you how we're gonna cook those in a second. Just some broccoli, cut off the stem, carrots, cut into quarter sizes, some minced ginger, some sliced green onion. This is gonna be cut very thin. This is a piece of New York strip steak. Very nice for sauteing, very, very delicious. Really good quality soy sauce. This is some sesame oil, don't need a lot of it. Some brown sugar here, cornstarch, and just some minced garlic. I want to show you here that I already started cooking some brown basmati rice. And the reason why I did that, because it takes about 35 minutes from start to finish. So you'll also notice that here in the back, I have a pot of hot water going. This is going to be for blanching our vegetables. Blanching is a process where you cook very quickly, usually in some boiling water. You can blanch anything you want to cook really quick and cool down. We're not gonna blanch all of our vegetables, just the ones that are harder and take a little bit more time to cook, because when we saute everything or stir fry everything together, we want them to all cook at the same pace. We're just gonna blanch our carrots, our broccoli, and our snap peas. Now, I wanna show you a little bit about the process with the snap peas. They come with the ends on them. Take your knife and just take the little ends off. You want your snap peas to look like that. So we're about to blanch our veggies, but before we do, we want to give ourselves some ice water, some cool water. When we take our veggies out the blanching water, we can cool them down very quickly and stop them from cooking. Okay, so now we have our water going. We're just gonna go ahead and salt our water, a nice amount of salt, about a half a cup. Help that salt dissolve a little bit by whisking it. Go ahead and add all your broccoli in. Your veggies are gonna probably sit in this water for maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds max. You just want to get initial amount of heat. So we're gonna sit this here, so that way we don't have far to go. As you can see, it's a nice bright green color. Again, we'll put it in our ice water. This will help it stop cooking, because again, we don't want to overcook our veggies either. We just want everything to be able to cook evenly. Let's go ahead and add in our snap peas. And guys, for this dish, you can use any kind of veggies you want. I just chose snap peas, broccoli, carrots, peppers, onions as my base veggies, but you can, if you want to get creative, you can use any kind of veggies. You can use cabbage, you can use bok choy if you like that. Go ahead and pull them out your water, add them into your cooling liquid, and we'll let this come back to a boil and add our carrots, and we're good to go. All right, guys, we're ready for our last round. Let's go ahead and add our carrots. Yeah, so I cut the carrots about a quarter size, about this size. The reason why I did this is that so they can, cook evenly, cook quicker with the rest of the veggies like your onions and peppers. Carrots are usually a little harder as well. What I like about the blanching process too is it brings out this nice brightness of the veggies, makes everything nice and bright and fresh, and that'll also come through in your final product, your final dish. So we just let this sit in here enough time to cool down, enough to finish cooking completely. All right, guys, so here we are. We strained our veggies, took them out of the ice water. So basically, you can see it here. All our veggies are bright, nice and bright colored. They're partially cooked, so that way when we're finished, when we're stir frying our veggies together with these veggies that cook much quicker, so that everything's cooked evenly throughout. And that's my alarm for the rice. So let's go ahead and, that went for 35 minutes. Let's go ahead and pull that off the heat, turn our heat off, set it to the side. Let's take a look at it. Nice, evenly. So we'll let that just kind of sit there for a sec. All right, so I just want to demonstrate a little trick I use when I'm using fresh ginger. You use the edge of your spoon. This will help you peel it. And this works if you don't have a vegetable peeler. You can use this, and you notice this just takes the very thin layer off. Let's get to this meat. I know you guys have all been waiting for this part. So again, this beautiful piece of New York strip steak. Take our knife and then just kind of cut straight down the center of it. Actually, we just want to get this as thin as possible, so that way when we're sauteing it, it cooks evenly. We'll cook this first just to get that flavor. This will create a lot of flavor for the rest of the vegetables. Again, so you just want to kind of cut it thin, evenly through. Watch your fingers as you're cutting, and just kind of take this all the way through. This will be really nice, and all of that is good. Even the end of it, a little fat is not gonna hurt. So that's good. We'll get started on that in a second. But yeah, let's go ahead and make our sauce for this stir fry. So we added in soy sauce just as our base, about a teaspoon of brown sugar. You don't need much of it. A pinch or so, maybe like a teaspoon of sesame oil. And then as far as the cornstarch, again, we don't need a lot. We just want to thicken our sauce up. So we're gonna add in probably half a tablespoon. And then go ahead and whisk that all together. That will act as your sauce. You can see it's already starting to thicken up at the bottom of the bowl. Just kind of whisk it until that starch is well incorporated. We'll set that to the side. All right, guys, so our sauce is set to the side. Our pan is preheating. Got this about medium heat. We want to make sure it's a nice temperature before we add any of our ingredients, because we're doing a stir fry. So obviously, if you've ever been in a Chinese restaurant, Asian restaurant, anytime they do a stir fry, they cook with high heat, very quick, you know, and it helps to cook everything evenly, and again, very quick for you. So you want to make sure your pan is nice and hot before you add your oil. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of all separate. So we're just going to go ahead and turn this up. I know you guys are excited, so let's get to it. All right, our pan is nice and hot. We're going to add in some olive oil. I say about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then we're also going to add in some sesame oil just for flavor. Okay, make sure your oil is nice and hot. Move it around. So the first thing we want to do is add our beef. You know, it needs to be cooked fully before you add in your veggies and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and add in our beef. We'll add in about half of this. When you're cooking, guys, season it. You should season in layers, as to, you know, each component of the dish will be flavored. So obviously we added our beef first. Let's go ahead and season that. Then when we add in our veggies, we'll season that separately as well. So just keep in mind though, when we cooked, when we blanched our vegetables, it was in salt water. So we don't have to add too much more salt to these veggies, as they already have flavor. So we're just gonna flip our beef. You can smell that nice aroma of sesame oil coming through. You can hear the nice sizzle of the beef. All right, so at this point, guys, this is New York strip. So essentially, you know, this can be eaten to your liking. If you like it medium rare, if you like it more on the well done side. So at this point, let's go ahead and add in our onions. We'll say about quarter cup of onions, and about the same with the bell peppers. Okay. So remember, oh, also, yeah, we're gonna add in some little bit of minced garlic and ginger as well. Go ahead and let that cook. So remember, we added more to the stir fry, so we want to just season it. Just a little bit more salt, a little bit more black pepper, and then just kind of toss everything around, guys. We'll get to the point where our onions and our peppers are kind of translucent a little bit, and then we can add in our blanched veggies, right? So you see the brightness, the freshness coming through. That's good. Your beef is cooked pretty much through. Let's go ahead and add in our broccoli, carrots, and snap peas. So now we're just gonna bring our blanched vegetables back up to temp. And this will come together with the rest of the cooked veggies. All right, guys, so we're almost to the point where we're ready to add our sauce. Our veggies are cooking very nicely. Everything's evenly incorporated. We salted and seasoned our veggies. So let's go ahead and get our sauce in. Go ahead and add the sauce right to it. As you notice, it immediately starts to thicken up as you add it. So just kind of swirl it around. You got good flavors. Your veggies are evenly cooked. All right, guys, so as you see, you know, this dish from start to finish is pretty quick. The longest thing is prepping the veggies in this entire dish, but once you get that past that stage, from start to finish is literally like about 5 minutes. All right, guys, so our sauce is pretty thick. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off, and that's it. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and plate our rice. Let's do like a rice bowl. So right in the bottom. So we'll just go about halfway. And we have, see that, nice and thick. Our sauce thickened up. So we'll just kind of add in our veggies and our stir fry. All right, let's go ahead and garnish our stir fry with some sesame seeds. All right, guys, so that's it. It's quick, it's easy, and this is a dope ass dish. That was another episode of Good Food Hood Dude. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like below, comment, let me know what you think. And stay tuned for another episode where we're gonna bring you some more dope ass dishes.